When creating an atmosphere for work with a child, one needs to follow the wonder for life that the child holds within it. One needs to follow these deep feelings, this amazing emotional way of discovering the world around themselves. One needs to follow the imagination a child would have when faced with anything that is connected to learning. One needs to follow this expression, soul's expression, that is hidden behind all the action children have. One needs to support this soul's expression. One needs to give a rise to soul's expression and give a child from an early age this understanding of what exactly one means when one says soul, what exactly one means when one says listening to one's soul. So, subconscious learning versus conscious learning, and activities that support both subconscious and conscious learning is something that is included within this holistic approach to raising children. Being aware of the subconscious and being aware of the unconscious is something that is necessary if we wish to allow the soul to talk to us about the wonders of the world. So the subconscious learning will come from anything that is free, that has within itself freedom to be. Subconscious learning or unconscious learning will come from free play, and if a child is not allowed free play, and if a child's time is extremely structured, this child will lose while developing different skills from play. This child will miss out on a range of skills and activities that would have been developed if we allow the time for free play. We allow the time for subconscious, unconscious learning. Subconscious, unconscious learning would have within itself, within its core, activities such as dance, activities such as relationship to music, activities such as drawing. Now, conscious learning, conscious activities, development of this conscious body within the child is anything from learning how to read and write in a structured manner. It is actually drawing as well, learning how to draw, or music, learning the notes of the musical scale, so we are able to apply that within the musical education of our child. It is linked to write and eat and read and do maths. the bridge between this conscious activity and subconscious activity are all the activities that within its core keep the freedom of a subconscious game and have as well a structured element that give this freedom a shape, it gives this freedom a place where it can express its highest potential. This bridge has activities such as drawing, but directed drawing with colors that are chosen deliberately to show the child how a color could be expression of a feeling, how a color could within our range association be a beautiful tool for a soul to communicate with the body. Within the bridge we will find building sand castles or working with the pottery wheel. Subconscious activity would be playing with the sand and playing with earth, bringing this earth, this clay onto the wheel and turning the wheel and working on the pottery is the bridge that brings this beautiful subconscious play into life of structure and into life of learning. Within the bridge we'll find activities such as beading, creating jewelry from precious stones. Within the activity, within this bridge between subconscious learning and conscious learning, we will find activities such as knitting, creating a pullover without any thought, creating a pullover works with this wonderful skill of concentration, but also skill of meditation, letting it go, being inside of an activity without an activity. Knitting is a wonderful tool to calm down the child, to give him something that will exercise his or her attention span. Beading is the same, because with the colors of different precious stones, a child finds a whole range of beauty, a whole range of languages stones use to communicate with us. This bridge will have activities such as planting a tree, so working with the earth and the seed and the life force within the seed and the patience to observe this seed and its growth into a plant, into a little tree, into a tree that gives fruit. The bridge of the activities that are there to stimulate creativity is writing your own story or narrating your own story, while learning to read and write could be an analytical activity. Listening to poetry and fairy tales and myths edges with the learning that we got from the subconscious of humanity, works with symbols and signs that are deeply embodied within our mind, within our conscious. Narrating the stories is the bridge that plays its role within the development of a creative and inspired individual. Narrating stories and drawing those stories could be a wonderful tool that a parent could use to stimulate this creative expression of their children. Poetry. Poetry is absolutely wonderful as well. Poetry in all forms, at early stages of development, repeating rhymes within a particular rhythm helps children grasp different concepts. Different alternative schools use poetry to learn mathematics, physics, biology, etc. because our brain loves to work with rhymes and rhythms. And if we are exposed to rhymes and rhythms from an early age, we learn to use these rhymes and rhythms within our own learning pattern, within our own learning exercises. Poetry is also a very beautiful tool that hides different symbols and signs, that hides the game of the language itself, and the child has a very open understanding and full of wonder mind that can create all sort of patterns, games, and all sort of living entities from a poem. Encourage your child to work with all these different tools and techniques. Encourage your child to be without a structure, to be within the structure, and to work with the activities that use structure and free play to basically get an inspired and creative adult at the end of the game.